Hello, my gorgeous souls. So happy to have you here at my channel. Welcome to Aeipathy. If you've never been here before, I am so honored to have you here with me, that you have somehow stumbled across my little humble space. And if you have been a returning subscriber or visitor, I thank you as well so much, because each set of eyes, each soul that crosses the path here of what I am trying to achieve in the collective means a lot to me. I am trying to spread positivity and love and just reach, again, in a mass of souls with the channeling and insights that I receive from Source. So everybody that makes their way here, again, chooses to share space and connect with me, it is so appreciated, and I am very thankful for it. Today's reading is going to be one that is inspired by the month of June. There's a lot going on in June, both for me personally, it's my birthday almost, but also, we had the 6/6 portal, which I missed, as well as the summer solstice a few days ago. So in light of all of that, I wanted to kind of do something to encapsulate and sort of honor and make reference to those energies, even though it's not exactly being recorded on the day. I think within the month, we're still, picking up on some residuals. And, of course, in numerology as well as tarot, the number 6, which June is the 6th month of the year, the 6/6 portal, of course, would have had magnified energies of this concept, with number 6 being about not only unconditional love, but about giving and receiving, equal energy exchanges, with the summer solstice energy being one in which they call it the longest day of the year, but really what it is just the longest period of daylight. So if we look at that symbolically, light, the sun, is going to represent happiness, joy, vitality, warmth, friendship, but also clarity, insight, awareness, enlightenment. And so I looked at it as like the longest day of the year in terms of daylight is in the month of June, which is also the month representing love, unconditional love being the highest vibration or highest vibrational energy of all in the universe. And, just representing again this idea of achieving clarity, a state of awareness and awakening. And of course, that's the goal of every reading, right? But what I wanted to do is have it focused and centered around love. Whatever this reading was that it was going to be, again, inspired by, I wanted it to represent some aspect or component of love. Now, I do a lot of love-focused readings that are based upon a specific person or energy, but this one I wanted to, again, keep more universal because of the energies that we're trying to pick up on, with the portals and the solstice and just the entire month itself. I do these kind of like occasional sequence readings. I do each portal of every month. I do the big major holidays. I try to just, again, make use of the very meaningful and intentional energy that exists surrounding these kind of very pivotal moments or events and shifts and like the lunar cycles and everything. I try to pick up on all of that. And so I decided that what this reading should be, to commemorate the 6/6 portal, the month of June, the summer solstice, to honor and celebrate that, we're going to focus on love, and we're going to specifically look at, I guess how we'll say it is, what love is coming your way, and where you can give your love to. So again, this is aside from any individual person or energy that you may be focused on. This is just about universal, unconditional love. Where is your love best focused at this time? And what love or loving energy is on its way to you in whatever form? So, to that point, let's go ahead and get into our piles. I've chosen some beautiful sunny colors for you. These are all cards when I have a... Let's start again. When I have cover cards like this, I always intend for Source to select whichever card is going to be the embodiment of the energy for those watching that particular pile. So you can choose very well by the cover card if that's what's drawing you in most. Otherwise, the colors are all different, the crystals themselves, or even the timestamps, they are always listed below. Pile 1 is card number 6. How apt, right? The Lovers. And this is going to be paired with that beautiful yellow. It's like reminds me of a sun. It's the yellow citrine what is going on? It's early today, guys. I just woke up, so give me a moment to get it together. This is the yellow calcite, lemon calcite. Pile 2 is the 2 of Pentacles, or 2 of Discs in this deck. It is also called Change, and that is going to be with the Amazonite. Pile 3 is the root of the power of water. It's also the Ace of Cups in this deck, and it is going to be with the Apatite, that beautiful, huge blue piece of Apatite. Again, take a moment, reflect over whichever pile is yours, and I will meet you over at your reading. Hi, pile 1. The yellow calcite, lemon calcite, the beautiful sun-like energy. I love this pile so much because it's like completely symbolic and representative of the energies I was hoping to sort of capture for this reading. So we've got the beautiful sun energy. You know, it's just become summer. We just had the summer solstice. We are in the 6th month of the year. You've also received the card that is number 6 in the deck of tarot, the Lover's energy. And we're talking about love today, but we're not speaking necessarily just about romantic love. We're talking about love in all its forms. The universe is truly driven by love. Love is the most powerful, high vibrating, positive energy that exists. There is nothing above it. And so why not tap into that, right? For the 6th month of the year, we just had the 6/6 portal earlier in the month as well. And again, that summer solstice. So I just wanted to bring in, again, all of those energies, the energies of love. Also, 6s in tarot and numerology represent the concepts of giving and receiving. So giving and receiving love is what I arrived at. And then, of course, with the summer solstice being what they consider the longest day of the year, and it's just meaning that it's the longest day where there is actual daylight hours. I think of daylight or light in general as illumination, enlightenment, awakening, awareness, clarity. So let's give you some clarity today, guys, on love energy in your life. We're going to be specifically looking at the love energy where you can put your focus at this time, where your love and attention is most needed. And then similarly, because we're talking about reciprocation today, what loving energy is on its way to you? What sort of love, are you going to be feeling and receiving from others? So it's a 2-part reading. I'm going to start with the tarot. We'll bring in some oracle, but I'm going to do this split part. I've never done this before, but I think I'm going to do, like half of the reading first, focusing on your energy and where you can direct your efforts or your focus and how you can show love to others. And then we'll flip the script and we'll do that for you and where your love is coming, where your loving abundance from others is going to be coming in from and what that's going to look like for you. So let's get started. Pile 1, the Lover's energy. I love this Lover's card because it's so carefree and innocent and beautiful. And this may be meant to represent same-sex love. That could be true for some of you watching. But for me, this could represent friendship. It just represents, again, that camaraderie, excuse me. It's early, as I said in my intro. I'm not fully awake yet, but don't worry. We'll be fine to channel in just a moment. So I do the longer intros, get myself awake. It could represent friendship, companionship, just the beauty that is love with everyone is that regardless of what it is, it just feels so good. It's so joyous and positive, and it really sustains us. Human beings are very social creatures, social beings. They're meant to give and receive love. The universe literally operates out of love. The Lover's energy in particular can represent a loving, connection, usually romantic in nature, but doesn't have to be. And it also represents choice, decisions. So we'll see how that relates specifically to your reading. Again, I always intention when I pull cover cards, which means when I have a forward-facing card from a deck as a way to select your reading in the cover image, I always do so with the intent from spirit or source that they bring forth the card that's going to best represent or embody the energies that are going to be present for those watching that particular pile. So this is source saying Lover's energy is the epitome of what is going to be coming out in this pile, and we'll see how that fits. I'm going to be using also for you guys today the Tarot de Carlotydes, one of my favorites. I chose really summery, florally, just beautiful looking decks. June is my favorite month. It's my birthday month. My birthday is in 2 days at the time of recording this. And I still have the Cancer reading to get out. June is just a really jam-packed month. School ends in my state during this month, so school just let out. Summer vacation has started. Summer has officially started on the summer solstice, of course. And it's just a really carefree, beautiful time of year. It just feels like things lighten up and get a little easier, get a little bit freer, and they're more fun. So, that's always a good time. So for you, pile one, let's start by taking a look at, where you can be best directing your loving energy. Where is it needed most? Maybe this is a friend or a relative or just someone in your field of awareness that really needs some extra love right now. And the thing that's really great about readings is that it provides a level of clarity and insight that we may not be recognizing in our own daily lives. That's why they're so awesome, So you may be very well having somebody in your life that you have some concern about that you're watching for, or you're wondering how they're feeling about you or where the state of the connection is. Whatever way that this love energy is touching you and touching this person or this concept in your mind, we're going to take a deeper look at it, and it may give you some inspiration through what you find out as to how you can best move forward with that individual or that particular energy, so how you can support them and how you can give of yourself in a very loving, positive, kind way. So it's the first I've ever done this type of reading. We'll see how it goes. Go ahead, and as I get ready and shuffle, set your intention, as I have for this reading, that you are open, ready, and willing to receive the insights that are going to come through from Source. I never have any idea, especially with these new readings, how they're going to go or what insights will come forward. So just be prepared for those. It can be absolutely anything at all. I don't read with filters. I'm very compassionate, but I'm also direct and honest. So just be mindful of that. Be sure that you're ready to receive this reading today. Also select a sign if you feel called to. I'm not going to get into all that. You should know by now. I shouldn't say it that way, but you will likely know by now how to select a sign. Lots of readers suggest that viewers select a sign. So just do whatever you feel called to choose. Help anchor those messages that you'll receive. And let's get started. So where can pile one best direct their loving energy and focus right now? What do you want to tell us about that? So we have the Six of Pentacles. I love that this energy came out. We've got lots of sixes for you first and foremost. So literally the energy of unconditional love and that reciprocal give and take energy that I discussed earlier. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. This is beautiful. And we have the Two of Swords. Already I'm picking up an energy of someone who perhaps may have shut you out or you've shut them out. There's a slight disconnect, but there's an urgence to reconnect, to reach out. Yeah, we have the Knight of Cups, clarifying that Six of Pentacles energy. So that's giving something, an offer of some sort. We have the Seven of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands. We have the King of Swords with the Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is someone who's really kind of shut down. It feels more from their end than yours. And we have the Knight of Wands with that Two of Swords. The underlying energy that overall supports the theme of this reading, along with the Lovers, is the Queen of Wands. So this is the energy of someone who's very take charge, who lives very passionately and is very driven and motivated and inspired. So let's get a couple oracle out on the table first also before we get into this. I used for the cover cards the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. This is now the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle. So the oracle deck that accompanies and is a companion to that tarot deck. We have Protection and Courage. These are beautiful energies. Okay. And we'll pull a few from the Oracle of the Roses. Love this deck. And again, I chose a theme of very bright floral, summery vibes in all of my decks today. I just love to do that. The Ancestor. And the Sage. The Sage makes me think of a lot of knowledge and power that you may possess that would be of great benefit to somebody in your life right now. So what I'm seeing in this energy is definitely a need to reach out to someone that you may have previously already tried to communicate with or connect with, and show your support and loving energy. We have the Queen of Cups coming out here, and I love her. She's actually my card. She's Cancerian energy. This is the queen that is going to be the most emotional and the deepest in terms of care and nurturing and compassion. So this is the energy that you were approaching this situation with. And as I can see here, clarified by the Knight of, King of Swords, this person, shut down, was very cold or very logically focused and very just harsh. There's a cynicism, I think, to this person. And I think the approach that you were taking at that time, the wisdom you were attempting to share, the insights you were bringing forth, perhaps the intuition that you felt called to act on with this person, it's striking me as timing maybe wasn't right. We have the Seven of Pentacles here with the Seven of Wands, an indication that, maybe you should have waited, that it wasn't conducive for where this person was in their energy. Quite obviously, they're in the King of Swords energy. But whatever insights you were bringing forth and wisdom you were sharing with this person, they just were not ready to hear. But what I'm hearing and getting is that they're ready now. At the time, in the past, we have the ancestor here as well, referencing the past, referencing again this idea also of wisdom and of intellect and of just divine knowledge that transcends space and time. And I really think that this is so important for your person to hear now. And I'm really feeling very strongly that they're ready now for this message. If you reach out, which is what basically Spirit is guiding you to do with the Six of Pentacles, this energy that's often depicted traditionally in the tarot as one person who is in a position to receive, who's maybe in a more downward position or state of being in life, and then someone who's in a higher position who's able and willing and free to give of that charitable sort of act. I believe it's actually an exchange of money. Of course, it's Pentacles energy, but it just represents, again, this even energy exchange. If you were to reach out now, pile one, with this page, Knight of Cups, this person would be receptive to it. You would be received differently than you were previously. Whereas before you were shut out with this Two of Swords energy, it very much looks like if you decide to, and you should, to give this kind of one more go and to reach out to this person and try to help them, that those walls will break down. Previously, they were protecting themselves. They were in a state of, I'm hearing, survival mode. So they may have been in crisis or just really, again, in a state of energy that wasn't really conducive to taking in and being receptive to new information, especially at a higher level than what they were able to reach at that time. Now, keep in mind too that everybody is only as able to integrate the knowledge and the awareness that we can present to them as much as they're ready for. So wherever they happen to be in their own individual stage in life, their life path, their soul's journey, that is the level at which they can receive, interpret, and again, integrate that information. So there may need to be some slight tailoring or shifting in how you approach this person this second time, maybe being a little bit more delicate in your message. But, I think that the main perspective here is that this person is really ready for that love and care. The energy of somebody showing that they really do, have a vested interest in this person's well-being. This person feels very cold and alone. I'm going to get more detail about this person so that you can figure out, in case you're unsure, who exactly this may be to you and what it is that, just some context clues to help you best know how to do this, how to actually go about this. But in just thinking on this right now, it really does feel like this person has been in a really low state for a long time, very, very resistant and hesitant to any outside interference as they perceive it, any outside energies. They've been very much hermiting, and just not in a position where they felt comfortable or welcoming of anyone else's aid, assistance, or care. It was more just like, it's like lone wolf energy. I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need anybody else. I don't want anyone else's help. And in fact, I think this is the very thing that's kept them stuck for so long, is their indignance and their stubbornness to really take that assistance, to take that insight, that wisdom, and that care, that help from people when it's been presented, but this Courage card is twofold for me. This person was trying to just do things on their own. They were trying to show a brave face, put on a mask, and act like nothing was bothering them or that they had it under control. And similarly, it's now saying to me that this is the right time for you to act upon your courage. I think you're really hesitant to reach out to this person again. Um, there could have even been some harsh words spoken to you that probably hurt you pretty deeply. With this King of Swords energy, this could be someone very cutting who speaks very coldly and bluntly or brutally. Someone who probably was just like, look, leave me alone. I'm fine. I don't want your help. I don't need your help. You're annoying. I mean, whatever the case may be, this person would have spoken, most likely had some very harsh communication with you that, I don't want to say scared you off, but definitely rebuffed you enough that you felt like, okay, these boundaries are put in place, or these barriers rather. It's just, I'm not getting through. The person had far too much resistance, and as a result, you decided to just kind of back off. It's time to be courageous, pile one, and just give it one more go. I really am getting the strong message here that this person is more receptive this time, that this person is going to respond differently and is really going to appreciate and value it in a different way. And I think also, give you perhaps some form of apology, help you recognize and see that you really did mean well and that you didn't do anything wrong, and it was their energy that they were sitting in that prompted that response, the way that they reacted and approached you. It wasn't anything you did. That's a big lesson, and a valuable insight for all of us to gain, as well as we take everything so personal when anybody does something to us. Now, not to say we're without fault, but a lot of the time when people act especially very irrationally or impulsively, and just out of character or very out of context for what the action warranted, it's most often an issue within that person and not to do with you. So don't take that in as being true to the core of anything related to who you are as a person. You're this really beautiful, again, vibrant energy with this Queen of Wands. You're somebody who is the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Spirit. You have so much love to give, and just have a desire for everyone to experience joy, and to just be happy. And you want to just share, the information, the insights, and the wisdom that you've gained that have helped you to transcend your own struggles in life. You're seeing this person who's just continuing to cycle through all of these painful circumstances in life, or struggling to get ahead, who's not succeeding, who's feeling sad and depressed or despondent, again, cutting people off. And it hurts you to see that. You care for this person. You very deeply want to help this person, want this person to feel better about life. And I think that passionate drive that you possess is a really beautiful energy that you hold, pile one. Don't let anybody, sort of skew you away from still being that person, but know your audience, know in context when it's right to reach out and when it's not. Again, the only sort of downfall I'm seeing with regard to this message, or this attempt that you made to sort of intervene and help this person, was regarding timing. It wasn't the right timing for this. But the timing has shifted, and I feel like you are at a point now, or this person's at a point now, where your loving energy, your kindness, your care is desperately needed, and it will be received differently. So let's go ahead and get some more detail about this person. Let's figure out who this person is, what is, the details of this person, so that you can know exactly who this is in your life and what you should do. Can we get some details on who this is, please? We have the Five of Wands. So it's definitely somebody that you've argued with in the past, that there's been difficulty and tension with them. Yep, Ace of Wands. Things have been very heated. King of Cups. Oh, this could be for some of you, this could be an ex-spouse or a past lover, or just very, kindred spirit. Somebody, we have the King coming up over the Queen. That's counterparts. So take that how it will relate to your situation, if it does. And we have the Queen of Swords. This person is very intelligent, but also very focused in like the 3D, and not even so much just in the 3D, but they're very, like, again, bitter and cynically minded. They view everything incredibly negatively. It's like a pessimist is what I'm getting. This person is a pessimist. They have a lot of big love, they have a big heart. A lot of goodness resides inside of them that they're just not letting out. Death energy. Yeah, there's some type of an ending that occurred as a result of this argument, or this falling out. I wouldn't say that this is somebody that you are routinely connected with. They may still be in your life to some extent, but but I don't think you talk frequently. I don't think there's, you know, necessarily, when they say like bad blood, there may not be, you know, the kindest of energies between you at present. We have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is a situation where somebody left or set out on sort of their own journey, and there was a definite disconnect or breaking down of something, the connection to this person, your interactions with them. The Nine of Cups. And the Three of Pentacles. This person is very selfish, if that helps you at all. And they're very work focused. There's somebody who, again, they're incredibly pragmatic. You know, they view the world with a very healthy dose of cynicism. They're very judgmental, and they're very discerning when it comes to others. And they naturally keep others, you know, at bay. I think that they throw themselves into work, and they work independently to forget about their relationships or their life in general, the connections they have with others. I also think that they're not inclined to work well with others, that they're, again, that lone wolf energy that I got, they're very much an independently minded person. And they're incredibly standoffish. You know, they've been hurt a lot in life, and they've suffered a lot of loss or a lot of pain, and they just don't feel, you know, very trusting. They're not trusting. I'm asking now what it is that you need to know about how to approach this. We have Judgment, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. You know, so it's definitely urging you that communication should happen. You should approach this very tactfully, because I do think this person's heart is broken. I don't know if it's by you, or I should say as a result of your connection, your sort of affiliation with this person, or if it's just by nature of the way that things have been for them. But at any rate, this person's, you know, in a really vulnerable place. So there's caution that should be exercised here. But truth, you know, definitely bring forth the truth. You know, they're going to be ready for that. We have the Devil for the Eight of Swords, as well as the Queen of Pentacles for the Knight of Swords. You know, you got to come in confident, pile one, you know, again, courageous. We can also take this protection card to mean that you do need to be a little bit discerning in how you approach this person. I do think they're in a lot of lower level energy, as we indicated, with this negativity coming through, this pessimism, this lack of trust. They're in a very low place. So it's important to protect yourself from that, even as you engage with them, not to get too enmeshed in this or too invested. It's more just like, I feel guided to come forward, to share this with you, to just give this one last olive branch, to reach out, you know, extend my help, or just my listening ear, my care, my consideration. And it doesn't need to go beyond that. I think that'll actually be enough for a lot of these people, but just, you know, keep a little bit of a boundary up, because this person is, again, in a very low state of energy. Yeah, they're unpredictable. So you can't trust, or you can't feel completely secure and safe with someone who's kind of back and forth and up and down with their energy, and imbalanced, you know, out of alignment. They're prone to perhaps, you know, just, yeah, not be in a good way. It's funny that this card came out, that this Ten of Pentacles, which usually is a positive card of abundance and, you know, family and care and comfort and harmony, but it's got like almost like a dragon image on it. So I never look at this card positively in this deck. I always almost think of it as the devil. I've actually mistaken it for the devil several times. And then for it to come out as a clarifier with the devil is to say, again, I think that there is a really strong tie to this person. There's a lot of care and love that you have for them. And at the same time, while they may possess that too, they're in really, really, you know, poor energy. And you need to exercise caution and be careful. I don't want to scare you. You know, I think that you know this person enough to sort of already be aware of these things I'm sharing. But just to give you an idea of where this person is sitting right now, so that you can know how to approach this. I would say the phrase "with kid gloves" comes to mind. So that's being very tactful, very soft and gentle and careful. And, you know, just feeling the situation out, definitely need to be tapped in and connected to your intuition before you engage with this person. It's going to help you. Source is going to help you know the best way forward, how to pursue this. So let's see, is there anything else that we need to know for pile 1? The 7 of Cups. I think you think about this person a lot. You wish the best for them. You have the Magician and the 3 of Cups. You just want them to be happy. You just want them to get their life together. The 6 of Cups. So you have a history with this person, a past, as I said. Now, there's so many references here to this actually having been a past love. Or maybe even someone that you knew from childhood for some of you. Somebody that you've been long connected to, but then also disconnected from. But there's like a tenderness here. It's really beautiful. And there's a definite soft spot. Yeah. You think about them a lot. They think about you as well. You wonder where life has taken them. You know, if anything's changed. You know, I'm here to say nothing has really changed for them. They're still feeling pretty disappointed with life, pretty downtrodden. They're definitely not happy. The 6 of Wands. They feign that. You know, they assume that they're, they let others assume that they're happy. They hide their sadness with success, is what I'm hearing. And again, that relates back to this energy that I saw earlier of the 3 of Pentacles, with that energy of the Knight. Was it the Knight? No, it was the Queen of Swords. You know, this person is just very, focused in the 3D and very much centered on their accomplishments and how they're perceived and viewed by others. And they don't let people get close to them, but they certainly allow people to see, you know, what they're doing. You know, they make that known, because I think that's the only sense of pride and self-worth that they really feel. So they hide a lot of this sadness with this sort of almost like a cockiness, a conceitedness, a 6 of Wands, like I have everything figured out, everything is fine, you know. And then we have the 10 of Cups. Yeah, you guys had some happy times together, and even if, you know, that was not long lasting, I think that this person's made a permanent imprint on you, and vice versa. And so I think that if anyone was going to be able to reach this person and get through to them, it probably would be you. Let's get a few more oracle and see. What does pile 1 need to know about this person? This situation where they can best focus and extend their loving, caring energy. We have redemption and optimism. So this person's ready to be redeemed. You know, but they don't feel comfortable to reach out to you, you know. But what I'm hearing is that you have the potential to help them grow now in a way that they couldn't before. This natural optimism. It's a new energy. I feel like there's a tiny smidge of that for them, but it's for you. You know, it's like your sort of resurgence and rejuvenation, you know, towards this person. I don't know if something's maybe happened recently that's made you feel a little differently about things and made you feel like, you know, maybe you can come forward and make a difference. I do think you may have been thinking about this person lately, which is why this would be an interesting sync if you're watching this reading today for that exact person. Let's get a few more from the Oracle of the Roses as well. What way should pile 1 approach this individual? You know, give us some context clues with this oracle of the attributes they should embody when dealing with this person and how they should approach this situation. The Ruler. So you got to be strong, confident, and firm. The Liberator. Yeah, it's about freedom. Be free. And the Knight. So how we had before at the beginning of the reading was the Knight of Cups was clarifying that energy of the 6 of Pentacles, which was coming forward with this message or this offer. I think of the Knight as like the knight in shining armor, somebody coming forth to save somebody. And, we can't truly save anyone, but it's just this energy of coming in at a time when someone needs it most and really just being that heroine character, someone who makes a difference, sets this person free. I think this person needs to be set free of maybe even some of the guilt and how they handled things with you in the past. But you need to be strong in your convictions. You don't need to give in, or definitely don't allow yourself to be manipulated. For some of you, there's a touch of manipulative energy coming through with this person, like a sweet talker or someone who just very easily can inspire guilt. And someone like yourself who has a very naturally caring disposition, who has a very big, loving heart. Be strong and confident, embody that courage, protect yourself, that's like huge. This person is going to soften the more you engage, but is going to initially be, pretty a tough nut to crack. Maybe a wall to break through, but you can definitely do it. And again, you can help to set this person free. You're not responsible for that. They have to grow themselves. We have this growth energy coming out. But again, your natural optimism is going to help to inspire and create that sense of positivity in them too. It's going to enliven them and make them feel more courageous about their own life. Like maybe they can sort of get some things figured out. I just think they need a nice, not like a shoulder to cry on, but like an ear to listen, a hand to lend, just a soft spot to land, a caring person to be there for them, So that's what I would say about that. And if you feel inclined, take only these insights if you feel guided to, or when it feels right for you to do. Don't ever, go against anything that doesn't feel true to your soul or doesn't feel right to you. You have to follow your feelings. So if this is like, hell no, there's no way I'm reaching out to this person. I know exactly who this is, and there's no way I'm doing this. This could even be reading about a future energy. Maybe this person who you knew from the past isn't someone who's come back up yet, or perhaps it's not exactly who you're thinking of, and it's actually somebody different, and then these circumstances will make more sense maybe farther down the line. At any rate, again, only take this in and integrate it as it relates to your situation and if it feels right for you. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look now. I never clear the cards live on the camera. This would be why. It's a mess. Let's go ahead and take a look now for you, pile one. We took a look already and saw where your loving energy, where your care and your kindness was most needed. But now I actually want to see, what loving energy is coming your way. What kindness is headed towards you? I don't know what it will relate to, if it's going to be pertaining to a love interest or if it's just love and kindness from others out in the world. But I thought that was a good thing to explore both sides of the coin. Again, this idea of giving and receiving. So now let's go ahead and take a look for you, pile one, at what loving energy is coming your way, what you can expect to flow into you. Where is that going to come from in the reverse, in terms of reciprocation, in the form of reciprocal energy from someone else? What loving energy is coming towards and being directed at pile one? What is coming for pile one with this loving, beautiful energy of reciprocation? Where is it coming from? Tell us all the details. The Eight of Wands. Well, it's coming in fast and soon. That might be a beautiful message for some of you to know. We have I believe that's the five. It is the Five of Swords. The Devil. These are really interesting cards to start off. These are not good at all. And I'm going to shuffle even just a little bit more to make sure, because we've had several now already come out that we had in the previous reading. These two, this is interesting. I think for you, this is a family member, but we'll see. Let's clarify these energies. We have the Nine of Wands for the Eight of Wands. Someone who's been hesitating to come towards you. We have the Five of Wands for the Five of Swords. Okay, this is a clear story. Again, a lot of the same cards, but I shuffled. We have Judgment, and we have the King of Cups. Okay, so do some oracle before we begin. And give me just a moment so that I can shuffle those as well. I love these. Aren't these so stunning? These beautiful purple. And then the tarot deck is a beautiful teal with those same metallic edges. And then she's actually, the creator of these two decks is currently running another Kickstarter campaign for the third and final installment in her series of decks that she'll be doing focused on the bee, I believe. And the third one is all yellow. I wish I had it now for this beautiful reading. It'll be a lovely summer deck, but it's another tarot. That'll be awesome to add later on down the line. So for pile 1, what is coming their way? Loving energy, the unfolding. This is funny. And Ouroboros, it never fails. There's so many straightforward energies in this deck, this oracle deck, but there's a few kind of weird ones like that. And every time, it's pretty much that card too that comes out, and I can never remember what it means. So to the deck guidebook we go. Couldn't even begin to figure out what that means. Now, it represents an ancient symbol found in artifacts as far back as the 13th century BC is the image of a snake or a dragon biting its own tail. It's a symbol of eternity, because the circle never ends. There's no beginning or end. And the soul of the world regenerating and recreating itself in an infinite loop. Obviously, snakes represent the idea of transformation and regeneration. They shed skin. The meaning in different cultures, philosophies, and religions may vary, but generally refers to the same concept of eternity, rebirth, regeneration, and the physical world returning to the spirit world for eternity. I love this because it's coming in with the unfolding, and that instantly came through to me as almost like another beginning or another chapter. So this is somebody that you had a falling out with, and things have not been good. Maybe you're not even in communication with them. As I said, for some of you, it may be a family member, but for others of you, I'm actually seeing this could be like a father figure. So this is going to come in twofold. It could be your father or a father figure. Even let's say you have an ex-spouse, right, who you have children with. But there's a family element to it. And for others of you, this could be somebody that you are connected with who has a family, as a family man. We're going to get more details as we go along. This is getting juicy. And how long have we been doing this reading already? We're at 42 minutes and we haven't even done the second part of this reading yet. Yeah, this is going to be a long one today. We've already had some fall out from the deck, so let's see if those kind of make any sense. We have the Citizen. Yeah, this is somebody who wants to do right now by the situation. And the Lover, it's definitely for a lot of you a past person. Okay. So the loving energy, pile 1, that is coming towards you is an ex-lover. It makes sense now with this Lover's energy because we have the idea of opposites or two different options. And in the first part of the reading, where you can extend your loving energy was to, it looked like for a lot of you, an ex-partner. Now for what's coming your way also looks like an ex-partner, but it could very well be somebody different. So we have the 8 of Wands with the 9 of Wands. This person wants to communicate with you. They've been wanting to communicate and come forward to you for a long time, and they're hesitating. Why are they hesitating? Well, I know why they're hesitating. I mean, the 5 of Swords with the 5 of Wands, there was big major conflict, and I don't think things ended well. They did something really, really messed up. With the Devil energy, with Judgment, they see how wrong they were for what they did. They see that the way that they handled things wasn't right. And I think that they have a lot of love for you, a lot of care and compassion and just sweetness. They want to make this right is just what I'm getting, especially with that Citizen energy, as well as the Lover. The Lover, obviously, big feelings, especially with the King of Cups coming in. The Citizen, to me, comes forth as like morality, honesty, truth, being upstanding, sort of like how you're viewed by others, your self-image, how you present in the world towards others. And I just think this person knows that you don't have a very good image of them. What they've reflected to you of how they've acted has not been good, and they want to change that. We have the 5 of Pentacles for why they're hesitating. Because they feel like shit. I mean, what they did was horrible. I don't know exactly what they did to you, but whatever it was, I mean, devil energy definitely isn't good. They feel badly about that. And they have such big love for you, but they're also unsure if they should share that, is what I'm getting to come through. But, you know, with this Ouroboros energy, it feels like even though there's been an ending to things, it's never fully come to a close for this person. They've never fully felt at peace with it. There's been no closure. And it's almost like their feelings or the energy of the situation is just like a ghost to them. It's like a memory. It carries on and it just will not go away. I'm really loving this song right now that just came out. It's actually by Charlie Puth and then Jungkook of BTS. And it's called Left and Right. And the lyrics are like, memories follow me left and right. I can feel you over here. I can feel you over here. You take up every corner of my mind. And I've been listening to that a lot. And I just like, not personally, but just in general, like I can really empathize with those lyrics. And for me, I don't ever normally get songs attached to readings, but like that song and those lyrics are coming through so strong to me. It's like, that's how this person feels. It's no matter what they do, they can't escape it. They can feel you everywhere. This wasn't intending to be a love reading, but this person's coming in like real lovey. And they can't, the moral of it is they can't stop thinking about you. They can't stop being focused on this situation, and they want to make things right, whatever that ends up looking like. If it's even just a simple apology, an explanation, you know, squashing any beef, whatever you want to say, this person just wants to fix things a little bit. So let's get some more detail, because this is juicy. This is good. I like this a lot. I love when people recognize that they're wrong and they apologize, right? Isn't that so validating? We shouldn't need it. We don't need it, but it's always good when we get it. What else do we need to know? The Three of Wands. Yeah, this person, again, it's coming up over the 8 and the 9 of Wands is this Three of Wands. They've been planning this. They really, yeah, this Two of Cups. They feel so much love, justice. They want to balance things out and make them right. I really, you know, in some cases and in some context, this Two of Cups energy with justice, that can come through almost like soulmate energy, like feeling destined, feeling like you guys are meant to be together. Feels right to them. We have the Tower. Okay, so this is going to come in sudden and very surprising. Let's clarify. The Chariot. They've been planning on how to actually do this. Like, it's not a matter of if they should reach out. I think there's momentary hesitation with that, but it's more so, for me, feels like, how do I go about it? When do I do it? It's not an if, it's a when. It's a when, why, how, whatever. The Chariot is an energy of also forward momentum, either energetically, so the momentum could be picking up in terms of their planning, but I'm also very much reading this as like physical travel being indicated. The Chariot represents literal movement. So they could need to travel towards you or do something to come your way, figure something out. But again, there's just like, there's a lot of frenetic energy of like movement and things being carried and things being, you know, carried out perhaps, but just things picking up in terms of like speed and intensity for what they're wanting to do. We have the Two of Cups here with the Star. Yeah, they want to make right with this. I'm telling you, I don't know if like they're hoping for a reconnection in terms of an actual like, you know, let's get back together energy. But I think if nothing else, they just really want to, you know, again, make this right. The Star also represents healing. So it's bring healing and peace and positivity to the connection. We have the Page. No. Is it the Knave? Yes. The Knave is the, no. Oh my gosh. Why am I all of a sudden forgetting? Yeah, it's the Page. The Page of Swords, clarified by Justice. That's communication, and that's communication about speaking truth, being honest, making, again, things right, restoring balance. And this Tower energy is super interesting. We have the Six of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. This is where the hesitation comes in. Yeah, That's why they're not acting yet, because they know that they're not sure of their success, of how receptive you'll be. But also they know that this is going to like deeply uproot everything. It's been what it's been for a long time, right? So they're thinking to themselves, like, I don't know how to come in and not have it's almost like a bull in a china shop. There's no delicate, easy way that this person can kind of swiftly slide back in. It's going to cause a huge disruption, or it's going to make a lot of noise and be very noticeable. It's going to be very uprooting and jarring, and I think that unsettles them a bit. Yeah, the Knight of Swords with the Three of Swords. They just, the Seven of Swords. They're also having difficulty facing, up, owning up to everything that they've done. Even though they want to make things right, it's like just to face the amount of, I have to say, like, fucked upness of what they've done is just really hard for them at this point. They're still swallowing a bit of their ego, having some humble pie, or needing to, I should say. Let's get some more cards out on the table. What else do we need to know for pile one, for their energy, their love energy that's headed their way? What loving energy is heading towards them? Either way, as I said, this is, whether you want to be with this person or not, subconscious we have out first. It's just nice to know that this person cares, right? To even try to make amends. We have subconscious and groundedness. I think at a deeper level, you want this. You want this person to apologize. It's something that in the back of your mind, it unsettles you. It makes you feel just like not all is totally well, because like how this ended, and how, things were left, and the way that it was done. And I just think, I think it's just something, that will bring you a lot of peace, and will restore a lot of things. You've also been protecting yourself, and I think you've been doing a lot of good work grounding and trying to get past this energy as best as you can. But I also think that there's been a part of you that just has not fully allowed that pain that you felt of this loss, with this Three of Swords energy, or just the hurtfulness of this person's actions to fully penetrate and get to you, so you could even heal from it and transmute it, because it was so painful. So there's been a lot of protection that you've put in place, and you've just really focused on self, which is never a bad thing. But there hasn't been a whole lot of acknowledgement and processing about what occurred between you. I think this person's kind of done a lot of that in a slightly different way, because they're avoidant too. They focus a lot, I think, on just themselves, and, getting themselves into a good state. I even think I said in the beginning, maybe that was with the first part of the reading, but I think that this person could be viewed as selfish. Not that they're always that way, but in how they handled things. They were just worried about themselves. They didn't really care about your feelings at that time. They did what they did, and it just, whatever the aftermath and the effect was going to be, they didn't seem to have much compassion. But I do think that this person has done a little bit more reflection on it. Again, they're trying to come to a state of peace about it, to make amends. They know they need to reach out and communicate and kind of bring you in the loop with that. So they're a little bit less avoidant in terms of actually thinking on the connection and sort of what's all taken place. You perhaps have just tried to like slide by that, move forward, focus on self, and not even give much thought or attention to this. And again, to some extent, that's a good thing, but in other ways, it's just delaying the inevitable, which is the need for healing and resolution, so that you can move forward and truly have, this groundedness and security and abundance moving forward. But either way, this person's coming back in to say they are sorry. What else do we need to know for this energy coming towards pile one? The Gambler. So again, this person is getting ready to take a risk. They're going to go for it. They're hesitant, but they are eventually going to go for it. And the Giver, I do think that they really want to make this up to you. Again, it's like confusing. I'm actually going to get, I wasn't going to go in this route, this direction, but let's get a little bit of their intentions for this apology. Do they just want to make amends? Do they want more than this? They definitely want to give to you. They want to, be viewed nicely in your eyes again. I think they want to be seen as somebody by you the way that the rest of, the world or the people in their life see them, which is, as a good person. And I think that they feel like you don't have that image of them. They want you to have that image. And they're willing to do things to sort of like make right on that, make good on that, as I said. But I want to get their intentions on, you know, what are their hopes for this apology or this reconnect coming towards pile 1? What are their hopes for this? What are they intending? What is their objective, or what would they like to have happen? So the 8 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. I want a new beginning. There it is. The 4 of Swords. They want peace. I think they want peace, and they want to be freed from all of the anxiety and the worry that they've had as a result of what they've done. Yeah, it's been plaguing them in their mind. They've had a really hard time with this. You know, it's like they can't move forward because they don't feel right about things. And we have the 3 of Pentacles with the 4 of Swords. You know, that's to say to me, I don't think that they're necessarily intending or hoping for a reconnect romantically. And again, it feels more like due to your reception. And for some of you, they, again, as I said, could be a family person. So it could be somebody who's already involved in a connection, and they're honoring that. But they want to be free of that, is what I'm hearing. So they want an opportunity to have a new lease on life. Maybe this is important for them in order to be able to move forward and just get themselves freer, to make changes in their life. Maybe they need to, you know, it's like face your demons. You know, this is not that you're a demon, but this is something that they need to do. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. I don't think this person is necessarily wanting to come in and like start things up again full force. I definitely think that they want to give that apology. They want to come through as an honorable person. But what are they hoping for? Is there any hope for something else with pile 1, the Hermit? After so much time, the Page of Wands, Queen of Cups, and then we have the Page of Cups with the Knight of Cups. You know, I think that they're just going to, again, with that Tower energy as well as the Page of Wands, they're going to impulsively just kind of come out there and do this at some point with not a whole lot of expectation. But I do think, you know, even if they don't choose to act on it, they still have this really loving, caring energy towards you, this loving feeling, a depth of feeling also. And so they may just feel insecure at this point, not knowing where you stand, not knowing how the interaction will go, and in light of their circumstances of what they have going on in their lives, their life rather, I don't think they necessarily feel too confident to be able to even think and consider that there could be a reunion between you. And that may not even be what you want either, pile 1. But just know that this person is coming. They're coming forth with good intention, real solid, honest energy. The loving energy that you can expect is an apology, or is somebody just wanting to be on good terms and make right a past hurt or wrong that they had done to you previously. So I think I'm going to end that here today. We've already been going for almost an hour. So I hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that it's been of help to you, gave you some guidance and insight into the loving energy that surrounds you, where you can devote your focus and attention, as well as what may be coming to you, pile 1. And if you have enjoyed this reading, I would love for you to consider subscribing. If you haven't, come and visit me again. Let's share space and connect at a future time for another video. In the meantime, also, if you'd like to support the channel in any other way besides just viewing the content, you can do so by multiple means, including private readings, and all the information about booking those, or again, the other options available to support Aeipathy. It's all available in both the description box and in a comment listed down below. I hope in the meantime, pile 1, that you have just a really easy time with all of this. You know, take some time to digest this reading and then decide where you want to go next, what the next step is for you, and also be prepared for this energy to enter. I am wishing you so much loving, abundant energy in the meantime, and I hope you take great care of yourself. Before I continue to stumble over my words, I'm going to end this reading. I hope you have a great day and a lovely rest of the month of June. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, pile 2. You chose the green pile, this lovely piece of Amazonite, as well as card 2 here, 2 of Pentacles rather, change in this deck. So Today, we're going to be taking a look at the energies that are surrounding the number 6. We're in the 6th month of the year. If you're catching this reading at the time it's first being uploaded, it is June. It is summertime in the Northern Hemisphere. We just had the summer solstice energy, which is considered to be the longest day of the year. It's just the longest day with actual daylight hours. And then we also just had the 6/6 portal as well, June 6th. So all of those energies that were kind of swirling around this month, I felt really guided to come forth and bring a reading that is going to speak to those energies and help to empower you, perhaps give you some insight and clarity into loving energy. Course number 6 in tarot and numerology represents the concept of unconditional love. It's also the highest vibrational energy that exists in the universe. And with the summer solstice, I think of sun energy as warmth and vitality, also awakening, enlightenment, illumination. So I thought to myself, why not bring my viewers some guidance, some clarity and awareness and illumination on the loving energy that surrounds them. We're going to do a 2-part reading. Pile 1 was incredibly long. I expect this one to be pretty similar in length. So this is a big, juicy reading today with a lot of detail and a lot of, things we're going to be taking a look at. We'll start with the tarot, and we're going to look at your energy first, at what your loving energy and care and compassion can best be focused towards. If it's an individual or a situation in your life, we're just going to look at where your, again, loving energy can be best directed and focused, where it's going to do the most good and have the most use. We're then going to look at the opposite side of the coin. We're going to look at the reciprocal side of love, because also 6s in tarot and numerology represent not only unconditional love, but giving and receiving. Again, that equal give and take. So in honor of that, I wanted to look at the opposite side, not just where you can do good, but what good is coming to you. What loving, abundant, beautiful energy is making its way to you. I think it's going to be a really great reading. Pile 1 was awesome. So let's get to it. Pile 2, you're starting with this change energy. We'll see how this relates when we pull the full reading. But, the 2 of Pentacles is an element of indecision to it. It can be instability, or as it indicates here, a need for change, being, kind of perhaps at a crossroads and just teeter-tottering and not knowing which way or which side to go towards. So, you could be at a crossroads right now. Maybe you're watching this reading because you're unsure where you need to best direct your efforts or what's going on in your life. Maybe there's just a particular situation or person that you're watching for, and you're wondering if this reading will speak to them. I can tell you that pile 1, I'm actually, I think, going to do timestamps separately for each of the 2 sides to the reading, because it looks like it could almost be separate energies. So feel free, if you're guided to one of the other piles as well, that you go ahead and watch that pile or a certain part of that pile if you feel guided to, because it really does seem like it could be almost 2 separate readings in one. But on that point, if there is a particular person or persons of interest that you're watching for, and you're wondering, if they'll come through, pile 1, there was sort of 2 different situations involving potentially 2 different people that came through for them. So it could be the same for you. But without further ado, let's get to it. We'll again take a look at how that relates back to the energies as we pull the cards and do the reading. For you, pile 2, we're going to be using the Spacious Tarot today. I actually chose this deck because the box and the back of the cards are just like a starry night. It just looks beautiful to me, reminds me of summer. Bright, beautiful colors, and I chose summery themed decks for a summer themed reading today. So let's get started. For you, pile 2, before we get going, as I am shuffling, do as I did and just set your intention that you're ready, willing, and open to receiving all of the insights that will present forth from source today, that are going to come through. It's best to be in good energy, in the most reciprocal energy possible, again, to receive those insights, to be open to them, whatever will present. I never know what's going to come through in these readings, just anyway, and especially with a new reading like this where I've never done this before. And I'm a very compassionate reader, but I'm also very direct and honest. So just be sure that you're ready for whatever is going to come through from source. If you also feel guided to, go ahead and select a sign I don't need to get into the whole procedure for that. I think you're pretty well attuned to how to choose a sign. Many readers suggest viewers do so. It just helps to anchor and affirm the messages that you receive. So if you feel guided to, select something that'll be personally meaningful and significant to you. That symbology will not only usually come out in the reading you're asking for it, but in other areas of your life as well. So I always encourage others to ask for a sign during readings. Okay, pile two. So where is their loving energy and compassion, their care best directed at this time? Where can they place that focus? Who or what is in need of this energy from pile two? We have the Tower. Tower out first. We have the King or Elder of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords. Two of Swords. This card came out in exactly the same position, time of the reading as pile one. That is so interesting. We have the Eight of Pentacles for the Tower. We have the Four of Pentacles for the King of Pentacles. The Guardian or Queen of Swords for the Nine of Swords. And the Hermit for the Two of Swords. This is a similar energy to pile one, at least in terms of the first part here of where you can direct your energy. It looks to be regarding somebody who has shut a lot of people out, who's maybe, literally hermiting right now, who's not really in a very clear state of mind, but trying to get clearer, and who's on a personal, soul's path that's taken them into perhaps a dark night of the soul where they're just, not in good energy. They're very isolated. They're alone. They're in solitude a lot. They're not really open and willing, to engage with others quite often. It also feels like this person could be very anxious, or you could be very anxious about this person. We're going to see. We're going to get more detail. Breakthrough. Yeah, it's time for a breakthrough. That's what that could be saying with the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Swords. It's finally a breakthrough on some mental fatigue, anxiety, worry, what have you. And so that was I used the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot for the cover cards. And then this is actually the Oracle, the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle deck. Love those two. There's actually a third deck coming out as well. It's going to be all yellow, and I believe it's the third and final installment in a series of decks focused on bees that the creator will be putting out. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's all yellow. It just looks beautiful. Really summery. Gorgeous. And the Liberator. Yeah, breakthrough, freedom. Freedom from anxiety and worry. And we have the Flirt. That's kind of funny. What is that about? The Gardener. The Gardener. Huh. Okay. Give me just a moment to tune into the energies of this pile, please. This is someone you've been up and down about. Perhaps they've been in and out of your life. Sometimes they're very isolated and alone, and they just want to be by themselves and they shut you out. That would be the cold energy. And then the hot energy is this Flirt over here. We have the Gardener, which represents abundance and blossoming and, coming out of your shell. Think of flowers opening and blooming. It's this energy of like polar opposite. Sometimes they're all in, sometimes they're all out. I think that they disrupt your life quite often. They come in, it's usually very sudden, surprising, unexpected, maybe a bit unsettling. You're, focused, doing what you need to be doing. I think that you stay pretty even. If I'm honest, like your energy feels pretty stable overall, except where it comes to this person. And, yeah, we have the King of Pentacles here with the Four of Pentacles. You're definitely in a state of being very secure, of being very focused on self, on your own life, maybe on material pursuits. This individual is not well. This person could be someone who suffers from some type of mental, I'll say deficit. That's kind of a weird way to put it, but they could have something mentally going on, whether it's mental illness or some type of actual chemical, maybe something neurodivergent, like, something that has occurred at some point in their lifetime. Could be birth, could just be, you know, regarding environmental factors or lifestyle factors, or just, again, could be something as simple as mental illness. Of course, the Nine of Swords card here represents anxiety and worry and depression and, you know, fear, all of those sorts of things. But this is saying that, you know, this person's either going to be encountering a breakthrough or they're having a breakthrough now, you know, and they're wanting to come together with you. But I don't think they feel comfortable to share that yet. You know, they're not fully free yet in order to come forward, or they're not at a state of enough balance yet. And you don't feel too sure about them either. I think that you try to keep your distance a lot. I don't know yet in which context, you know, or how deeply this connection has gone, if it really has crossed kind of the threshold into this flirt energy. But regardless, however you're connected to this person, you know, I don't think they have the freedom yet, either mentally or physically, or just whatever is going on with them, in order to actually come forward to you. It actually would probably be best if you reach out to them, is what I'm getting, because that breakthrough is in the process of happening. But I think what's going to help to kind of really just blow apart this mental confusion, this need to isolate, is hearing from you. I think that that's something that would make a huge difference for them. I can't help but look at this too, this Elder or King of Pentacles energy. This bear is just standing there with that pentacle, and it looks like they're waiting. They're waiting for something. So maybe this person's waiting to hear from you, or waiting, you know, to see if you'll even still deal with them. I think that they've caused you a lot of grief and a lot of pain as well. But yeah, you know, this individual is someone who, again, at least historically, has been a little bit unpredictable, hasn't been able to show up for you in the way that you've wanted. And so I think that you've mostly sort of like pushed this to the side or kept this on the back burner. And again, you're really unsettled or unsure about this. I don't think you've completely closed the door on everything, but I also don't think that you're trusting it and that you're freely allowing it to flow in. You're more just on the cusp. You're not real sure which way to go with this. So let's get some more information about why you should be reaching out to this person. Why is your loving energy and care, kindness best served or focused on this person? What is this about? The Hierophant. Well, it's part of your soul's growth, I guess. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. That just makes me think of investment. We have the Child or the Page of Cups. So this is about emotional growth and maturity. And the Star, healing, optimism. This is a really good person, is what I'm getting, and what is important to say. This is someone who has a really big heart, who has the capacity to love big, and who really truly cares and cares for you. And you need to know that all of what's been happening, or what has happened in the past with this person, is not because it's how they truly felt. There was limitations. Again, there's been mental things in the way, mental blockages, barriers, anxiety, worry, and just, again, it feels like I need to shut people out, or certain people. We have the Lovers, right? Where does this card go? Now I got all confused. I think it goes here. The Lovers for the Seven of Pentacles. Justice. Okay, well that makes sense. And the Five of Pentacles. This person doesn't have a lot of hope or optimism for this situation with you. But they'd love to make things right. And they're also saying that you can make things right, your half of the equation, and you can really come forward and sort of set the record straight, or make things peaceful and easy, and sort of provide that sense of closure if you reach out to them as well. The Lover's energy with the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, there's just this element of like waiting. It's also coming up as we see over this bear, this King of Pentacles. Like this person's almost been waiting for you to reach out, or to connect with them, to make a decision. Maybe you've been unclear about this person in the hot and cold energy. I feel it's more on this other person's side, but if you have had any element of this yourself, and you're sort of, you know, riding the line. Look at this yin yang, but it's not a curve, it's a straight line down. If you've sort of been the person who's been in and out and unclear, unsure, and they're waiting for you to make a decision. Look at this Three of Wands clarifying the Hierophant, this idea of, you know, planning and patience and waiting about some sort of structure or commitment. Oh, we need to get some more information. More information, please. What is this about? And why should pile 2 reach out? The Two of Cups. You guys have a soul connection. That's what it is. Definitely. The Eight of Wands. This person felt it big. Yeah. The King, Elder of Cups. And they can't let it go. They still have a fire burning for you, pile 2. Guardian of Wands. That's the Queen of Wands. They see you as just... I heard the cat's meow. I don't ever use that phrase. That is so funny. Like Empress energy, just beautiful, abundant, sexy, regardless of gender. You have the High Priestess for the Two of Cups. Again, there's a super, super just deep soul-based, like intuitive, spiritual connection between you. And this person just feels like everything went wrong, like really, really fast. Really fast. They felt it big. They felt this like whoosh of energy, this intensity, and then just as quickly as it came, it went. It's kind of what I'm getting. And it feels like things are unfinished. They've been undecided, unsure if they should reach out or not. So yeah, exactly here, because we have the Ace of Swords, which is communication, the Guardian of Cups, that's the Queen of Cups. So they're just, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. They're unsure. They're unsure if they should reach out, if they should communicate. They don't know where you stand on things. And I think it's really important for this person, somebody who is so up in their head and who is experiencing so much anxiety and just has, again, this like mental component very much, you know, abating and factoring into why they've done what they've done or how they're carrying themselves. I think it's really important that they receive that validation or that assurance from you. I'm not sure if they're strong enough to do that on their own independently. The Seven of Cups. Like, you literally are just everything that they think about, everything that they wish and hope for. They haven't stopped thinking about you. I don't even know how long you've been disconnected from them or if you are fully in disconnect, but it just feels like things are unfinished, and it feels like it's pretty unfinished from both ends, and that you feel like it's done just as much as they think it's done, but neither of you really want it to be done necessarily. You know, that's evident in this Two of Pentacles. Again, that back and forth energy, that energy of instability here about which way to go forward. So it seems like why it's important for you to extend your love and your kindness and reach out to them is because that's going to help to receive the same. It's going to help to move things forward and, again, create that breakthrough and allow for this co-creation, this coming together energy. Deity. I just feel like they worship you. That's what comes through when I see that. And then mana. It never fails. Every time I pull out this deck, there's so many just straightforward cards, but then there's always a couple. It's usually this circle element, which represents like spirit, I think. And it's always got these like really interesting characters or cards that I don't understand what they mean. So let's look up mana, and see what that's about. It says mana, whichever, is a biblical term that was used when food was miraculously supplied to the Israelites during their long journey over the lands. The word means divinely supplied spiritual nourishment. The beehive is a temple of mana, cooperative effort, and a collective soul. This person feels rejuvenated by you. When you were in their life, they felt so abundant, they felt so alivened, and you really just were like source energy almost to them with this deity here. They felt so good, so aligned, you know, with you when you were around. And I think, you know, not to put any pressure, of course, but you really helped to create a sense of alignment in this person. You brought this person so much joy. You were like a breath of fresh air to them. And I think that's why it's also being encouraged that you reach out, because, you know, you provide this sustenance to them, and vice versa. That I think just, you know, with that soul-based energy that we saw with this connection, you kind of give life to each other and you make each other better, and it's best to be connected is kind of what it's coming through to me as. We also have the seeker and the pioneer here. These are both energies of somebody like setting out to find something that they desire, or setting out on an unknown journey, you know, with no expectation or assurance of a reward, and yet they're taking that risk anyway. I think this is what the energy is here for you, pile 2, is like you don't know for sure how this person feels either, just like they don't know about you. But one person has to take that leap, has to begin this, you know, leg of the journey, and really just see, you know, see the way forward. You could fall flat on your face, or it could go absolutely beautifully. Like, you just never know, right? One more. The rebel. Yeah, again, taking a risk, going for it, going against the grain. This person wants to do that too, even though they felt really held back. Like they really just can't, you know, I guess, reach you, come forward to you. They feel limited and just restricted in some way. At the same time, I think they want nothing more than to speak to you, to reconnect. And I think it would mean so much if they heard from you, if they got some sort of glimmer of hope. Again, that breakthrough. Think of like the dawn breaking through the clouds. They just want that little ray of hope, of sunshine, of something to help them know, like, this is the right path, this is the right track. So that's why you should reach out to this person. This is where your loving energy and care and consideration is most best utilized at this time, where you can direct your focus and your efforts. And again, as I put a disclaimer on pile 1, only feel called to do this if you really feel called to do this. If this is like you're hearing this and you're thinking, hell no, there's no way I ever want to talk to this person again, I don't care how much they need my love or feel sustained by me, I'm not doing it. If that's your feeling, then that's your feeling, and you can honor that. Only go with what your intuition calls to you to do. So this is source energy bringing forth the messages, and I said be ready and be intentioned to be willing and able to receive those insights in, and then also use your own personal level of discernment, your own intuition in taking in and integrating these messages to decide if and when this is right for you to do. So now that we've taken a look at where your loving care is best focused, now let's see what loving energy is coming to you. I maybe have an idea of what that may be, but let's just see. It may be separate, maybe different. We're gonna find out. But that's a beautiful energy. You know, it's very similar to pile 1. Anytime, you know, we can reconnect with someone and have that beautiful loving energy with them, I think that's always a blessing. That always just feels good, you know? So pile 2, we're going to now take a look at what loving, abundant energy is coming in towards pile 2. What can they expect? Where is it coming from, or whom? What are the circumstances of it? Because of course, you know, you put out all this great love and good vibes, and then, you know, you want that back, right? It's all about even energy exchange, reciprocity. So let's see what we have for you, pile 2. We have the 7 of Cups coming out first, as well as the Moon. This is someone who's been dreaming about you. We have that 2 of Pentacles coming out again. They've been really up and down with it as well. The 9 of Wands, and unsure if they should reach out. Okay, so I like, spoiler alert, I think it's pretty much the person who's wanting to come towards you is who you are being guided to go towards as well. It's somebody who's been in solitude for quite some time, who's not been connected to you, I don't think, but who's been thinking about you a lot and just feeling the energies really, really big. They're unsure though if they should come forward and reach out. You know, they're like, is it really over? You know, maybe I should just move on and accept that things are what they are now. So, and that could even be someone separate. I shouldn't assume, you know, it felt like it could have been 2 separate people for pile 1. So maybe who you need to reach out to is somebody that you were previously connected to that you don't want to be connected to anymore, but you know, whatever, they want to be connected to you. Now maybe this is somebody that you do want to be connected to that's coming towards you. I mean, take this how it resonates and works back to your individual circumstances. I, of course, don't know everybody's individual stories. This isn't a personal reading. It's very general. Even though it's pick a card, it's still collective. There still could be a lot of energies tapping in at some point. But we'll get the best idea that we can about this to help you discern if this is your pile. And as I said, I wanted to separate the timestamps so that people can pop in and watch whatever pile they feel guided to or part of the pile. We have the Observer and Mandorla, another bizarre name. This is getting to be almost like a pet peeve. Mandorla. What in the world? Mandorla, literally meaning almond, is an important basic shape in sacred geometry that can be thought of as a gateway to creation or birth, formed by two circles intersecting at their center points, and also called the vesica piscis. It is the converging of body and soul, the feminine and the masculine, the yin and the yang of energy. So I guess essentially in sacred geometry speak, this is, you know, yin and yang energy. You could be a twin. This could be a divine counterpart. It felt like it was a soulmate in the first part of the reading, but you know, we can have multiple soulmates. So that's fine. Again, though, somebody who's been observing you and dreaming about you or sort of like hiding in the shadows. And in fact, oh my God, this is so good. The moon is about illusions. It's about being hidden, things not being revealed, you not being aware of something. And the King of Swords to me very much could feel like an observer. So somebody watching you or kind of under the radar, undercover, and you don't even know. Pile 2, you have a lurker, I think. I'm getting really silly. I don't know. I'm not usually like this in readings, but this one just feels kind of fun. That's the energy of June, I'm telling you. It's beautiful, beautiful summery energy. We have the Priest and a lot of loud ambient noise from someone's vehicle, and the Sensualist. I told you, someone dreaming and thinking about you, but really keeping it platonic. If this person is in your field of awareness and you're connected to them, you would have no idea that they feel this way still. They're concealing and hiding this super, super well. But again, they're watching you. They feel so deeply connected to you. And, you know, what it's looking like is that they've held themselves back. You know, they're watching, but they're not acting. And they're sort of unclear if they should. I think with this 9 of Wands and the 6 of Swords, they're really unclear if you've moved on, if you even want to hear from them, if you're even interested in them anymore, if you would be receptive to this sort of, you know, Knight of Cups energy. The Explorer. I love that it's called the Explorer though in this deck, because it's very much, look at this inquisitive little, like, looks like a koi fish with that cup. You know, this person is very, very interested in you. Again, also a tie back to that observer energy. So this person definitely wants to still be connected to you, wants to learn about you further, how your life has been going, what's been happening with you. They want to be in your field of awareness again, or they want to be involved with you and connected to you at a deeper, more personal level. If you know them, if they're like a work colleague or something, or just whatever the case may be, if they're around but more of in the peripheral, they want to be in the center, focused. So let's get some more details about this person that is potentially going to come towards you, this loving, abundant energy of where it's coming from and the details of it. Let's find out more, huh? The 10 of Swords. The Emperor, he wanted to come out earlier. He was on the bottom of the deck, I saw. We have Judgment, Energy, and we have the Hanged One. Yeah, so this person may have ended things, you know, perhaps. They didn't want to, but they had to put a stop to something. Maybe their feelings. Maybe this was like an inappropriate, like work context related situation, and they had to like put the kibosh on their feelings. So they had to, you know, assume this very Emperor-like energy. That's someone who's grounded and stable and secure, but it's also somebody who has a very strong sense of mastery and control over their emotions, their actions, their entire being, their energy. They just, yeah, the love is big here. The attraction is big here. I think they've recognized that they want to do something about this, that they don't want to leave this. They don't want this to be over. What they were doing previously, you know, being stuck. They've had a lot of time to think. So again, I don't think with that moon energy that you're aware that all this has been going on, but this person has been thinking on this and reflecting on this and gaining this sense of clarity for a really long time before this actually comes to be. And you perhaps get this sudden awareness that this person is like, you know, feeling this way. Maybe they're going to suddenly communicate or do something to show you this. It's really going to be a huge surprise, I think, if and when they come forward, because I just think that you're absolutely not at all expecting it. Anything else? Anything else that we should know about pile two's person? The Explorer of Pentacles. Yep, so they're coming, but they're coming slow. This person's very hesitant, but they want success. That's why they want to be assured that when they do this, there really can be a potentially positive outcome. We also have the Hierophant here with the Three of Pentacles. So right away, for some reason, that's coming through to me as either third-party energy. There could be a marriage or another commitment involved. And also this strikes me as work-oriented. So for some of you, that work-related situation that I discussed and just, you know, described earlier, that could really be relevant. The Four of Cups. What is this Four of Cups? Yeah, they've tried to really just like deny their feelings, let their feelings go, and now they realize they can't. So they're coming forward, but again, it's been very, very slow and progressive because they just haven't been sure. They know though that they want you. The Empress, this person is just like set on it. I think it took some time, and they, again, really tried to like distance or cut it off and keep things cold and professional or platonic, but I don't think they were able to do that very long. Not very long at all. Yep. The Explorer, the Knight of Wands. This person's going to come in hot. Yeah, there's so much passion here. There's so much passion here. There's so much desire. They feel such a strong tie to you. What is this Hierophant and the Queen of Swords? Yep. They've been prevented. So this could be someone's a boss, someone has a spouse. There's just some element of a third party energy or situation, circumstance, person, what have you, that's prevented this person. But they're almost like saying, like, I'm not going to be held back anymore. I don't care. I'm just going to go for it. You know, I'm slow right now. I'm still kind of gaining and gathering up my emotions and figuring out what I feel about things. Yep. Three of Wands. They're still in the planning phase, but they are going to go for this. Can you give us any details, specific, Spirit, on what this is going to look like when this person kind of makes their move towards pile two, when they actually take that leap and they extend this loving energy? What is that going to look like? Well, it's going to be fast with the Knight of Swords. It's going to be unexpected, and it's going to make the way for a new beginning. I really think, I had a feeling with the pile two, with the first who was coming, or who you should extend your loving energy to, that maybe that was somebody that you don't have an interest in romantically. This person, I think you have a definite interest in pursuing something or revamping something, having a shift, having another beginning, having, you know, a chance. This was like spiritual nourishment and sustenance after a period of, I think, withdrawal. And the Wheel of Fortune energy, that same circular sort of concept of things never being done, never ending, rebirth energy, beginning again, like a resurgence and a shift, and, you know, things kind of turning more in your favor. That's what strikes me as. This person's very anxious, though. They're very, very worried. That's like the tie-in to the first half of this reading, but it could be a different person. Who knows? Or maybe you were so unsure about that person because you didn't know how they felt. And then when you're hearing they want you to reach out to them, now you're like, all right, come on in. I'm good with it. So it's going to be fast. It's going to present an option for a new beginning, but it's going to unsettle you. Why is it going to unsettle you? This person's anxious, but you're anxious too. Why? You're going to not be trusting. Yeah, because you don't trust them. Because you don't trust them. Can pile two trust this person when they come in? What are their intentions? Let's get some intentions to close this off. How is this person, you know, what are their intentions for this here? Oh. Well, we have justice coming out first. That's honesty, integrity, morality. We have death energy. They want this new beginning. And I think this is a really clear sign, especially being a major card, that their transformation is real and that they want things to be different. They want that shift and they're willing to put in the work for it. Yep, the Chariot. They're wanting to move things forward, finally make things right, and they definitely want to finally reciprocate to you. The whole theme of this entire reading, reciprocal love energy. I think you can trust it. You won't feel that way at first. It'll be so sudden, but it will make you so happy. And it feels like it will. Wow, I'm losing my voice. It feels like it'll be such a beautiful, feeling of emotional contentment and peace and harmony after a period of really intense pain. That was also perhaps really sudden. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. This is the weirdest thing. I'm not sick. I've been talking just fine. Maybe that's because I've been talking really long, but at any rate, last deck on the bottom, card on the bottom, we have the Elder or King of Cups. So this person feels really big for you. And I really think that you can trust them. They have a beautiful, loving heart, the same that you do. So if you are on the fence, maybe even about this energy, or maybe you're on the fence because there's two connections hanging out there and you're, not sure where either of them stand. Hopefully this provided you with some clarity today, some awareness and some insight into the energies of love that are surrounding you and where you can also best direct your focus and efforts right now. Remember, love is the highest vibrational energy of all. So the more that you give to others, the more you receive back. It breeds prosperity and abundance and manifestation of beautiful, beautiful things. So I hope that you've enjoyed this reading, pile 2. If you have, and you would like to subscribe so you can catch further readings from me, please feel free to do so. Come and visit me again. That way you'll also always be able to find my channel. There's lots of other content to view as well. I have playlists filled with different types of readings similar to this, pretty unique, as well as standard love readings. How is your person feeling? What are their intentions? What are they thinking? All of those good things. Source-derived messages where I'm just channeling things you need to know from spirit. So lots and lots of good stuff for you to peruse. And as well, if you'd like to support the channel beyond just watching this video today, there are lots of options to do so, including private readings, how to book a private session, as well as I said, all of the other means and avenues that by way you can support Aeipathy are all available both in the description box as well as in a comment down below. In the meantime, I am sending you Hey, pile 3. You guys chose the blue pile, this gorgeous piece of blue apatite, as well as the root of the powers of water, or the Ace of Cups in this deck. I took a break between piles 1 and 2 and then pile 3 here. And this has been a long reading, so I've been losing my voice a little bit, so excuse me. But yeah, we're at almost a 2-hour mark, and normally all 3 of my piles equal about an hour and a half. So this is a very involved, juicy, just all-encompassing reading. Now, if you skipped my intro and you don't want to listen to it, too bad. You're going to listen to a mini version right now. So I chose this reading based upon being inspired by the month of June, obviously the number 6th month of the calendar. We also had the 6/6 portal earlier this month. We also just had the summer solstice. So 6s in both tarot and numerology represent a couple of things. Unconditional love, and love being the highest vibrational energy in the universe. It's what everything, kind of works and functions off of. It's the best, of course. And also the energy of giving and receiving. So equal energy exchanges, reciprocity, give and take. I wanted to combine all of those things into a reading for you all that's focused on love, but that isn't just the standard, like who's coming in or how does this person feel. I do a lot of those, and those have a lot of merit too. However, especially being inspired and honoring the summer solstice, which, as they consider it to be the longest day of the year, it just really is the longest amount of daylight hours in a single day. I think of the sun as like illumination and awakening, enlightenment, just awareness and clarity and all those great things. I'm like, let me try and put something together that really just, again, speaks to and pays homage to all of these concepts I'm trying to embody into one reading and jam pack into this single bit of content. And I came up with a reading that focuses on the loving energy where you can put your focus and also what loving energy is coming towards you. Let's give all of the viewers some insight and, again, guidance and clarity and awareness and just information about love. Love in all its forms. Again, universal love, the highest form of love of all. And we're going to start, of course, with the tarot. For you guys today, I've actually chosen I'm choosing all like botanical themed or summer themed decks. We're going to be using the little Flora Tarot for you. And we're going to begin with the tarot, and we're going to first look at the energy of where you can devote your loving attention, care, kindness, and focus, where it's most needed, what spirit would like to guide you in that realm. And then we're going to flip the script and we're going to look at what loving energy is, again, coming towards you. And this can be any sort of loving energy. It can be a partner, it could be an ex-partner, it could be a child, a parent, a friend, what have you. Strangers. We'll see. I'm intentioning these readings to be, very open, and again, just speaking to the overall energies of love. So we have a beautiful loving energy for you, pile 3, the Ace of Cups. So love overfloweth, right? Like the cup of love, the beginning of a loving union beginning. I said beginning twice. This can also be a card of self-love. So ones in tarot, which are aces, are all about, again, the start of it, the beginning, the inception of things that are new and exciting. And it also relates back down to, again, this idea of union with self. So this could be a self-love, self-focused reading today. We'll see when we pull the cards, or it could relate to the start of a loving energy with someone else, or just your desire to give your cup of love wherever it's most needed. But either way, it just represents and embodies a beautiful loving energy. Both the Lovers and the Ace of Cups were really, made a lot of sense coming through as cover cards today. As I intention my cards, when I ask Spirit to bring forth cards that I'll use in the deciding of the piles when you're able to choose, the cover art or cover photo, I always intention it to be, whatever is going to be the card that best speaks to and embodies the energy of those that will be watching that particular pile. So in some way or another, pile 3, you guys are Ace of Cups love today. So we'll see how that resonates and ties in. But let's get started. As I continue to ramble on as well as shuffle, go ahead and just set your intention, as I have, that you are ready, willing, and open to receiving the insights that come forth from Source today. So I am a very compassionate reader, but I'm also very direct and honest. And so just, be prepared, be ready that you're open and in the best energy possible to, again, interpret and receive those insights that come through. You want to be in the best possible position and energy and headspace, heart space, mind space, whatever you want to call it, to, take those in. And as well, if you feel guided to, I always encourage all of my viewers to select a sign. I don't need to get into the whole process of that. I think you know what that's about at this point. Lots of readers encourage their viewers to select a sign. It just helps to further anchor and affirm the messages that come in from Spirit. We have the Four of Wands. That wanted to fly out already, so we're going to take it. But we're asking, first for you, pile 3, where is your loving energy, focus, intention, kindness, all of those great things? Where is that best intended right now? Or where can you best focus that energy? On a person or situation? Give us some details about where pile 3 can best devote their loving energy at this time. We have the Four of Pentacles coming out as well. Seven of Wands. You can already see these are super, super crooked. And Judgment. But I am getting better. Both piles 1 and 2, I did not have to do this. So just pile 3 today. All right, that's pretty good. Let's also clarify these energies. Ooh, we had some flyers. That's too many. Nah, we're not going to do that. Okay. Clarifying. have the black card, which I will explain in a moment. But essentially, that's a bonus card that wasn't meant to be incorporated as part of the deck, and I did, and the creator saw that and thought that was like great, but was very surprised and shocked. And that for me means blockages, as you can imagine. So it's black space, it's darkness. Or the Lovers for, what is that? The Four of Pentacles. The Three of Swords for the Seven of Wands. Oh boy. Look at that. Yin and yang. I've never had this happen before, ever. That's beautiful. I have to take a photo of that. It's perfect. Okay. This would obviously be the opposite representation. So light, abundance, free-flowing, moving energy. Judgment, clarity, right? Light. That's perfect. I love how that came in like that. Okay, and I used the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot for the cover cards, and now for the Oracle, I am using the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee, this beautiful purple deck. I love it so, so much. There's actually a third deck coming out by the same creator. It is the third and final installment, as I understand it, of this line of bee-focused divination decks. It is going to be another tarot. It's all yellow, bright and sunny, of course, featuring bees, and it's just beautiful. It's on Kickstarter right now. Feel free to check that out if you like. But it looks stunning. Love that so much. Okay, before I move the whole table here, for pile 3, where can they best devote their loving energy right now? To connection. Well, that is clear, right? So you have the Ace of Cups. So you're wanting to be connected to others. Breakthrough. Breakthrough for me is actually feeling like the overflow of love from this cup. Like breaking through barriers and just allowing everything to free flow with ease. I think that's beautiful. Beautiful energy already, pile 3. We're also going to be using the Oracle of the Roses. Again, lots of botanical and summery themed decks. Roses bloom in summer. They're my absolute favorite. We have the Sensualist. Interesting. And the Mother. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, and it feels significant, we have the Loner. So I don't know, you probably aren't able to actually have all of that in shot, but I'm going to do my best. We have the Mother, the Sensualist, and the Loner. Okay. I'm just feeding into, or tapping into the energies. You have lots of 4s out here, which are a sign of stability, groundedness, but also like deep-rootedness and almost stagnancy. And with this black card here, this blockage energy, especially clarifying the 4 of Wands, you know, this is coming through to me to say that there's something blocking a connection with this person, whoever this is, a firm foundation from being reached. The harmony and sweetness and just mutual sense of peace and love that exists naturally within that 4 of Wands is being blocked. And yet we have connection and breakthrough. So maybe something is going to be opening up in this connection. We also have the 4 of Pentacles clarified by the Lovers. So the Lovers, which was prominently featured actually in pile 1, relates back to me to the Sensualist. So this is definitely, it feels like a romantic, love-focused energy, at least in terms of this particular person that you are being guided, you know, to perhaps reconnect with. I have decided to split out the timestamps for each section of each pile because of the fact that they can be completely different energies. And so, you know, if you feel guided to not watch this part of the pile because this isn't resonating, but the second half, and you want to watch pile, you know, part one, you know, whatever feels, you know, important and you are guided to do, no worries. But this right here, as I said, feels very much like somebody where, you know, maybe things didn't ever fully get off the ground. That would make a lot of sense too with this Ace of Cups energy. So the start of something, the beginning step or the beginning stages of something that never fully was able to progress. We have the sensualist here, and then we have the loner energy. So those are completely polar opposites. Sensuality is about, you know, again, connection, right? It's about love energy and intimacy and togetherness. And clarifying rather, the Four of Pentacles. This just kind of comes through to me as if to say, you know, again, like there was a decision made or some type of, you know, energy involving a connection with someone where things just stayed very stuck, very rooted where they were, and they weren't able to progress. We further had that echoed in the Seven of Wands energy with the Three of Swords. So again, there's like two main themes going on here. The energies of blockages or barriers, and then of things not progressing, of stagnancy, and you know, just things being on pause. The Three of Swords. So this is something, a situation or a person that's caused a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain, a lot of, you know, this emotional disconnect, I think, is very real. I think it's physical, likely. You're not in actual contact or you're physically distanced from the person. But for a lot of you, this feels like a full-on separation, especially again with that loner energy presenting. We have, though, Judgment. You know, again, another card of breakthrough, of things opening up, of awakenings and revelations, and just things being cleared and things becoming clear, clarity happening. And it's clarified by the polar opposite energy that we started with. So the energy here of light and of balance and of, you know, clarity, and I think open doors, right? Where if the black card is representing blockages, then the white card, the light card, would represent an opening, a freedom, an ability to move easily and freely. So, you know, why you're guided to reach out to this person, I think because there can be a beginning again, or this, you know, Ace of Cups card can be moved forward into, you know, an energy of the Two of Cups union. It can have a progression. It doesn't have to end where it's ended. We're going to get some more information, but what I'm actually getting is that a lot of these blockages or barriers that presented as obstacles before are less significant now. Take that how that would resonate for your situation if this energy in fact is speaking to you. Now, we also have the Mother, and this is an interesting card. So for some of you, the blockage or barrier could actually have been a third party, another person. Now, this could be the mother of someone's child. It could be a person's actual mother. It could be your mother. It could be a mother-like figure. It could also just represent, again, the idea of third-party energy overall. Somebody who maybe doesn't approve of this connection or didn't wish for you to be together. There could be cultural barriers or some other sort of you know, reason why they would want to block out this potential for a union. So, you know, this is more so giving context, I think, into who this is that you may be inclined to reach out to, or where you can best devote your loving energy and attention. But I want to get some more detail as to why. Why is this a good idea? Why would Spirit be urging you to do this? Let's see what they have to say. The Two of Cups, as I said, because you can go from the Ace to the Two, because now things are freeing up and opening up where there can actually be change. We have Death coming out. The Seven of Cups. So all of the things that you thought possible before, the things that you continue to dream about or fantasize about and that you'd like to have, they're saying are possible now. You just have to take concrete steps and plan them. Take action. Formulate a plan, in fact, I'm hearing. Clarifying these energies, we have the Six of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. So this is about reciprocity, reciprocation, coming forward, albeit slowly, but very securely and surely. You know, this is like to say, this has been a long time in the making, but this person's finally ready for that energy to come in, you know, for you guys to reconnect. I think you're at a point where that's possible. It just feels like, again, there's a point at which there can be a breakthrough or a reopening in this connection. For death, we have the Star. So that's like the perfect exemplary sort of energy of the concepts embodied by death. Is like an ending, but then a rebirth. You know, from the ashes, a phoenix rises. We have death, which is an ending, a permanent ending or loss. And then we have the Star, which is optimism, hope, faith, healing, all of those great things. For the Seven of Cups, we have the Seven of Swords. So yeah, you know, I think like especially your person, but also you, it's what you dream about and what you hold dear and tight and what you don't reveal to others. What you keep kind of contained and sort of, I guess, what you conceal. And we have the Three of Wands here with a ton of cards falling out. But the one card that I saw and that I want to take is right here, the Six of Cups. So isn't that beautiful? The energy of a reunion, of sort of a return to innocence, maybe to a lighter time when things were freer and easier in this connection, when things just felt more carefree and again, easy. It feels like doors are opening. And that's why the green light is being given by Spirit, that this could be a good time to try to reconnect. Now, I don't know exactly what will happen when you do this. I'm just giving the insight on the conduit that allows the message to flow through, which is where Spirit is encouraging you that your love can be best focused in this way. And it's so funny because I didn't intend for any of these to be romantic, love-focused readings. And in fact, that's just sort of the way it's gone. But, you know, take it how it resonates. If you're feeling or thinking of someone else in mind slightly different from the message that's coming through, and that's what your intuition is telling you, like maybe you have a good friend that you're not romantically interested in, but it hits a similar sort of a setup, similar circumstances, there was a falling out, maybe your parents, your families don't like each other, there's been difficulties, there's blockages, you know, and you feel guided to pursue that, and that's how it resonates for you, go ahead and take that and run with it. You know, this is just the common the overall general consensus of this is that there is a connection that never really got to be much. It never got to reach its full and vast potential because of the fact that things were cut off abruptly, or there was a halt put on, there was blockages in place. Things just weren't easy going. They got difficult. What is this Six of Cups? That could very well be a friend, you know, friend energy, someone from childhood. We have the Hermit, the Moon, the Chariot, and the Emperor. How insane is that? 4 major arcana cards for the Six of Cups. For some of you, this could definitely be a divine masculine, but this is an energy of somebody who wants more, who wanted things to move forward. And again, that could be friendship. That could be whatever it is and whatever it means to you. But there's so much energy here too of like keeping things under wraps, not revealing, concealing your true feelings or your true intentions and what you really want, and kind of staying hidden, staying stuck. You know, the Hermit with the Moon here, I look at that as 2 things: actual seclusion and perhaps also, you know, mental cloudiness, because the Hermit for me can represent depression at times, a dark night of the soul where you're going through a rough patch and you're trying to gain clarity but you haven't necessarily achieved it. But with the Chariot, we have, you know, forward momentum, which makes sense to say that the Six of Cups, it's possible, right? Like now it's possible. So let's get some more detail here. What else does pile 3 need to know about this situation and how they can best direct their love and attention and care? The King of Swords. This could be communication. Queen of Cups. The Fool. And the 5 of Cups. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm talking very like quietly. I don't know why exactly. I think because my throat is just sort of done. I've been talking a lot today. But anyway, hopefully you can hear me. The King of Swords, we have the Tower. I need to get a further clarifier for that with the High Priestess here. So this is definitely an intuitive individual. I think this is you, likely pile 3. The Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. That's someone tapped into intuition. into spirit. We have the Fool with the Three of Pentacles. There's an opening, you know, an opening for a coming together, a reunion of sorts, collaboration, creation. The Five of Cups and Justice, somebody wanting to make something right. You know, I do see that there could have been an actual falling out. We definitely had blockages presenting, things not being able to move forward, being stalled or stuck and not progressing. We have the King of Swords here, which strikes me as communication. It can also represent coldness, a cold individual, but with that Tower card, that's coming through to me. Yep. King of Cups, Five of Swords, and Flora. Flora is another unique card to specific to this deck. And Flora is the twin sister of Fauna. Those two energies are Roman goddesses, I believe, that represent just abundance and fertility and all sorts of wonderful things. I think this person had super big feelings for you and had a lot of, you know, optimism about the promise and potential of this connection, and ultimately didn't act in character with what they described to you, or how they act, you know, how they presented themselves and how they stated that they felt. It was quite a shock to see how they shifted and grew cold on you. But again, I'm reading this in two parts as to say, you know, I think communication, okay, in this case, communication ended. So maybe they cut you off, and that's part of why things didn't progress. Why would we need to know that? Even though in the, even though in the 3D things took a turn and communication was halted, or this person kind of, again, got cold on you and withdrew, you know, Spirit is saying to tap into your deep inner knowing, your intuitive sense, which tells you that this isn't over. There can be a new beginning in this connection, and that this person really didn't want things to be this way. And I think that's why they're encouraging you that if you feel guided to, again, only if it calls to you, only if your intuition kind of affirms what is coming through today. Of course, this is a general collective based reading, even though it's pick a card. You'll have to take this how it resonates back for your circumstances. But if it does speak to you and speak to your soul, what Spirit is saying is that you're able to have an open door now. This person has had some perspective shifts. They feel differently. Things are different. Not like their feelings have changed for you, but towards the situation. Perhaps towards what they previously felt were blockages or barriers are less so now, but they're unsure, you know, of how to come forward to you. This is very similar energy amongst all three piles today, which is so funny because I didn't intend that at all. And again, this could be a friend for some of you, but in any case, they care for you a lot, a great deal. And they, you know, cutting you off, they feel terrible about this. I do think they'd like to make this right, but, you know, you're just guided to not really so much focus on the 3D aspect of things, and to really tap into more so that deeper energy that you know and feel, which is that things are not as they seem, right? As we had the moon and all of those other cards of concealment come out and illusions, things are not as they appear, and you really need to kind of harness and hone in on that energy to help affirm and frame for you how to handle this situation. But you're definitely being urged that if you feel guided to and you're wanting to, if you're inclined to, that you can definitely feel comfortable, you know, to maybe sort of attempt to get in contact with this person, because there is some sort of a breakthrough happening. Let's get some more information, shall we? What else does pile 3 need to know about this? Courage. This came out in pile 1. As I said, all similar piles in energy today. And indifference. This is how you think they feel, but how do they actually feel? The indifference, I think, is how you've felt that you've been treated. Tranquility. You need to come to terms with that and be at peace with it. Again, tap into your inner knowing, your intuitive sense, because it's telling you something different. And it's what's going to lead to the courage that allows you to attempt reconnection with this person, to create this breakthrough. Like, it's like you have and harness all the power within the palm of your hand, but it's your move. You have to act. I don't know if this person will reach out to you. We'll, you know, take a look at this second part of the reading at what loving energy is coming towards you. But this may be an instance where if you don't reach out, you may not hear from this person again. Maybe they just feel too it's too far gone unless they get some sort of a sign from you, perhaps. The Alchemist, again, this is someone creating balance and blending and merging things, being that one to catalyze a new beginning. With the Pioneer, setting out and doing something new without the promise of a reward or, you know, an assurance of the outcome, and just feeling confident to take that risk anyway, setting out on that journey. So, you know, I know that readings, you know, especially general ones, are never a guarantee. And you really do have to utilize your own levels of discernment when it comes to readings like these, because especially when it's encouraging you, you know, about a particular person in a potentially difficult situation, you really need to feel into that. And again, I think that's why you're being so encouraged to tap into that intuition, because I think that you're probably very hesitant to even receiving this message right now. You're probably like, no way in hell, this can't be right. This probably isn't even my pile. But I really think that this is a message for a lot of those that it's reaching, wherein it feels like this would be a bad idea, or it feels like this would, you know, be a mistake and it's a dead end, and what's the point? But Spirit is saying if you just kind of lean in and tap into those higher levels of wisdom, you're going to feel this situation out, and it's going to feel different, and you're going to sense exactly what to do, which is, I think, along the lines of what you're being encouraged here to do as well. So, you know, only if you feel guided to. Let's get a little bit of actual insight and guidance in how you can go about this. We're just going to get a couple more oracle on how you can go about this. Overwhelm. So you're feeling overwhelmed. Don't worry though. It's all right. Denial. Man, as I said, somebody does not want this message today, but I think you do want to reconnect with this person. You just got to have faith, and again, that strength, that courage. As I said, things stagnated, but you've never lost your level of devotion and loyalty and love for this person. And I think it's the same in the reverse. I don't think this person's ever forgotten about you. I mean, it may have been overwhelming to them or to you, and that's why there's been this level of denial. I mean, that was really prominent in pile 2, I want to say, for one of the parts of pile 2. But again, they're all been tied today. I definitely think, you know, that the insight here, the advice and the guidance is to transcend this sense of overwhelm or these negative feelings of denial. Like, this can't be true. This, you know, there's no way. Just again, feel into your loving heart. We have all of these negative cards and then this beautiful loving energy of these two bees together with this devotion. And I think that's what your intuition would tell you, is this is the energy between you and this person, is of pure love and devotion. And despite and disregarding anything in the 3D that speaks to it otherwise, as I said, all of these other negative energies presenting, I think it's encouraging you to just hold fast to the truth of what you know to be true, of what is between you. The pipe, look at that. Now, I did a deck review on this deck. You can actually check that out. It's in my deck reviews playlist. This is the Oracle of the Roses deck by Sherilyn Darcy. Now, here's the thing about this deck. I discovered this when I was doing the review. There's a couple duplicate cards, different numbers, different actual images, so different rose species, but the same titles. And I could not figure out for the life of me why that is. But anyway, I love that in this context, this is the only time this has ever happened, that we have duplicate energies coming out. It's further affirming for you and just solidifying that energy of needing to be brave and take that risk. The companion, this is the potential that you have, is to have your companion back, have this beautiful synastry, this energy that you had with this person at one time. The Seeker, yep, seek it out. The Seeker to me is very similar to the Pioneer. Those energies also came out in, I believe, pile 2, as did the Rebel. So really just setting out and again, taking that risk, going for it. This Spirit is just giving the green light all day. Go for it, go for it, go for it. If you feel called to do it, seek it out, do it, attempt it. It's worthwhile. So that's the first part for you, pile 3. we're now going to take a look at the opposite side of the fence. So what loving energy, loving abundant energy is on its way to you? It could be this person, it could be someone entirely different, or something else entirely different. It doesn't even have to be a person at all. But we're going to take a look and see exactly what that may be. So bear with me. I don't normally clear the cards live on camera, and I'm not really good at it. So this is why I usually pause in between piles, but no worries, we're good. I'm really curious to see, for some reason, for you, pile 3, who is coming your way, or what's coming your way? This loving, abundant energy. What loving and abundant energy is going to be focused towards pile 3? Those watching pile 3. Let's take a peek and see. And are we good on time? Yes, we are. All right, pile 3. Who or what is coming your way by way of love? We have the Hanged Man. Maybe no one. I'm kidding. That was just a joke. We have the 5 of Cups. Kind of feeling that same energy that I felt for pile 2. So pile 1 was very much a toss-up. It could have been the person that, you know, they were guided to reach out to. Basically, both parts of the reading really synchronized, and could have been the same person. But for pile 2 and now you guys, pile 3, I think it's quite possible that these are the same. I think I said that wrong. Pile 1, those could have been 2 different individuals for those 2 parts of that reading. But for these subsequent piles, for pile 2 and then for you, pile 3, very much feels like the same energy. Clarifying this, we have the Hanged Man. So again, with that black card, the Ace of Wands for the 5 of Cups, the High Priestess for the 7 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords for the 3 of Wands. Okay, I am pretty confident in saying I believe that the person who may be coming towards you, or who wants to direct their loving energy towards you rather, is the same person from the beginning of this reading. So, but we'll see. Suddenly feeling very, very tired. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like exhausted, anguish. Perhaps it's emotional exhaustion. This person's been very sad with that 5 of Cups energy clarified by the Ace of Wands. It feels like just an overwhelming and intense amount of sadness and grief and loss and pain and guilt and shame and disappointment and whatever else I didn't mention. Just truly bereft. A lot of sadness coming in from this person, and I even feel that like grieving, mourning energy with that black solid card. I don't normally read it that way, but that's what's coming through to me now. We also have the Architect as well as the Outsider. The Outsider. This is somebody that you're not currently connected to, but who wishes they could be connected to you. Maybe was at one point in time in your inner circle, pile 3, and now they are no longer. Someone who could be watching you or just could be at a distance, and again, doesn't have the capability to get close to you. They've been kept at bay. We have the Hanged Man energy clarified by this energy of the black card. I can't remember now if this was that your guys' pile where the 2 cards, the black and white, came out? I think so, but if not, I'm going to just repeat myself. This is a card that is specific only to this deck, obviously, and it wasn't even meant to be included in the deck. When I did the deck review and the creator viewed the review, she was so surprised to see that I included these cards. They were just meant to be like extras, Kickstarter extras, and I put them in with the cards. And they've resonated perfectly every time. This is the first time I'm reading this differently, though. Again, it's a tie-in with this 5 of Cups energy, this energy of like extreme grief and loss and sadness. The Hanged Man energy clarifying this. It feels like, again, there's just like been a hard break pressed. Like there's been a huge blockage. And that was a similar energy to the first part of this pile. The energy of things not being able to move forward, stagnation, and the grief associated with that. Look at how it's this what should be a gorgeous bursting with life and vitality and beauty and, you know, coloration. The sunflower is dying, is dead. And that's sort of like the grief and the pain that has been experienced here, is the loss of something that should have, you know, blossomed and grew so beautifully, and instead it just withered away. The lack of sunlight, the lack of vitality and sustenance, you know. But the possibilities card also coming out with the Architect, it tells me that this person, you know, very much sees potential still in this connection and is actively planning or trying to, you know, find a means to rebuild things. You know, we have the Three of Wands here clarified by the Eight of Swords. So they've been blocked, you know, from acting on their plans, but it doesn't mean that they don't think about it. It doesn't mean that they don't feel this and, you know, want to experience this and are actively trying to sort of reconcile a way in their mind in which they could make it happen. We also have the Seven of Cups here clarified by the High Priestess. So this is the energy of a lack of clarity in their intuition actually being blocked. So the Seven of Cups is about options. It's about sometimes daydreaming and ideals and illusions versus practicality, but it also can just represent, again, this idea of dreams and fantasy. But when it's coming in with the High Priestess, it's just really strongly indicating to me that this person is so clouded and up in their head and thinking all sorts of things, you know, both positively, but also not so positively. That's really been blocking their intuition, which would guide them and encourage them, you know, to take action. I do think that that could be clearing up for them, but at present it's still looking to be an obstacle that's preventing them from actually, again, acting on what it is that they'd like to do, which is to come forward to you, which is to extend that loving, you know, beautiful energy towards you that they'd like to do. So there's so much sadness here. It's just a really, really this person's grieving, you know. I think they're grieving a loss of something that never got to be, or that was, and that was so beautiful and then was lost. And I don't think they're over it, you know, and I don't think they can let this go, but I don't think they feel comfortable yet to come forward, you know. So this is kind of a trick question, is like, who's on their way towards you, or what living energy can you expect? Well, I think eventually you may be able to expect this, but it feels like right now at present this person is primarily energetically sending their love because they can't physically do that in the 3D. Let's get some more information. We have the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. This person's very self-focused right now. The Seven of Wands. They've been trying to resist this and move forward. I don't think they've been successful at it, though. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. They've been attempting to just have a new beginning. They felt like this was dead and gone. Like they're, you know, they're on the outside now looking in. They have no way to access you or reach you, is how it feels. Which is another reason why it could be that you're, again, being encouraged. This is freaky now, twice. It has to be in this reading. I'm going to look back at the recording and see that these two cards have come out together. It's never happened before. And the first time it was like this, and now this light card is clarifying this black card. As I said, you know, it just feels like they want an in. You know, they're looking for an in. They're on the outside looking in, and they want that freedom. They want something to open up and clear the way before they can come in and do what they'd like to do, which is to reconnect with you. The Ten of Wands, you know, right now they're just really pushing forward and trying to kind of assert their own sense of stability and independence. But it feels like that serves them and you at this time. More unique cards to this deck. This is a beautiful omen here. I love that. It's actually the reverse of the back of the cards, and it just, you know, represents exactly what you would think the four-leaf clover does, which is abundance and love and really, really good things like luck and things shifting, things turning around. It's clarified by the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is, again, another example of that blockage and barrier presenting, and how that's going to be lifted and shifted, and there could be, you know, better times ahead, more positivity, things looking up. The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, death. As I said, this person's really been trying to focus on themselves a lot. They've been really trying to bury this down, focus on their material pursuits, if you will, but there's a lot of transformation that's happening or that needs to happen, that this person needs to go through. And I do think it's occurring, but it's happening very slowly. And again, their intuition is pretty blocked with this. So they're not making as much progress as they would like. It's more just like they just wish everything could be different. When that Seven of Cups energy with the High Priestess comes out, it's more so to say, like, again, their intuition is blocked, and how it feels to me is that they just fantasize about all the ways they wish it could be, and it's almost like not realistic, because they just wish they could pick up the phone and start talking to you and pick up right where you left off. Well, that's not, going to happen, because everything is, in a state of disarray. It's disconnected. It's dead. So that's where they're not clear. But they're also not clear and not hating their intuition, which encourages them that they can definitely, change things around and move this forward. We have abundance as well as ascension. So there's big potential here. Things can really, really open up, but they have to take those steps to actually come forward. As I'm thinking here and I'm pulling these cards, I'm like, well, why wouldn't there be some other loving energy that could come out for you guys instead? So you could feel a little bit more positive and encouraged. But I think this is the energy that you want coming towards you. And this person is on their way, but they're just doing it again very methodically, very slowly, taking their time. There's a lot of growth happening. And I think you needed to know that the progress is still in play, that it's still possible. The Alchemist, the idea of coming together, blending and merging two separate components in perfect harmony and balance and peace. Then we have the Jester. This to me strikes me as keeping things light, and again, focusing on tasks, focusing on other areas of their life and playing a role almost. Think of a jester as like a clown. They wear a mask, a face, and they feign happiness. Sometimes clowns and comedians and people who are really funny and who entertain are some of the saddest people ever. And I think this person really puts others before themselves, and really does what they can to keep things, at a manageable level despite all of their grief. They don't make it known to people how badly they're feeling about everything. Which could be why also, because they're feeling so stuck right now, because they want to come forward so much and they feel all of this, and they're also at the same time so sad, that very well could be why Spirit is encouraging you, like maybe this would work for you to reach out, because that will give them just that glimmer of hope, that they need, that little bit of, encouragement that, all hope is not lost, and that there really is an open doorway again, that things can be lighter than how it's feeling right now, less sad and destitute. Let's get some final guidance for you. Some final guidance, final information, whatever else we need to know about this person. If they ever really are going to reach out, or, insight further, I guess not guidance, but further insight on this person, what they're maybe planning to do, this love energy coming towards you. This Page of Swords is popping out. The Seven of Pentacles. And as I laid that, I don't know why this matters, but my ring completely shifted. Like it went like this. Like just as I was pulling that card out, and it made me think of the idea of a shift. It's taking a while, but there's probably going to be a shift. Something, cyclic coming back around. We have the Moon. And we have the Devil. Remember, this is what you need to know, or what is going to be coming forward from this person. The Page of Cups. It's definitely communication. Just delayed right now, but it's coming. It's going to be good when it does. The Ace of Cups. So again, there's this grace period, this investment, this waiting. But as I laid that card with this shifting, there is potential for a new love again. We had the Ace of Cups come out. Remember, all is your overall theme for this reading, or the overall energy embodying in the reading. And it's coming out again, and it's coming out with that card of time and investment. And, things need to shift, but then it's very, very possible. With the Moon here, we have Judgment. So that's coming to a state of clarity and awakening, stepping out of that energy of overthinking or even idealizing, and not really being firmly rooted and planted and practical in pursuing things, taking those necessary 3D steps. This is about waking up and gaining that insight, stepping into that state of clarity and heeding intuition. So it will happen. It's just going to take a while. Justice with the Devil. So the Devil is all of the pain and the sadness and the grief and the negativity of the past, maybe the bad behavior as well, and Justice, it being made right and balanced. And again, we also had this card, the Alchemist. So blending and merging and making right everything that, you know, previously was so heavy, you know, much lighter, much easier, much more balanced and freer, more honest and sincere, most definitely. Let's get a couple more cards just to close this off. Yeah, I think it's to say, like, this is a love energy that you can expect to come towards you at some point. This person is not gone for good. I think that was the main message today. The Knight of Swords, yeah, they eventually will be coming back in. The Five of Wands. And Temperance. So smoothing out. And again, Temperance is related back to that idea of alchemy. You know, really making right and restoring peace and balance with all of that strife, that challenge, that difficulty. It'll happen, and it'll happen swift when it does occur. So just hang in there a bit longer, pile 3. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading, that it's brought you some clarity and awareness and some insight into the loving energy that both surrounds you and that will be coming towards you, as well as where you can devote and focus your attention, your care, your kindness, and your unconditional love. If you have enjoyed this reading, please be sure to subscribe. Let's stay friends so you can come back and visit again, and you can always find my channel for more content. I put out readings as frequently as I possibly can, but I already have amassed a pretty expansive playlist of different readings, all focused on positivity and high vibrational living. Readings that are unique like this, basic love readings about feelings, intentions, actions, all of those good things, as well as source-derived messages, so messages directly from spirit, channeling whatever you need to know most, or other ways in which you can heal and grow and ascend on your own personal path, your soul's journey. So lots of good stuff here in this space here at Aeipathy. If you'd also love to or like to support the channel in other ways, liking the video, sharing it, commenting, those are all exceptional and extremely helpful ways that you can go ahead and very freely, without monetary support, you can encourage the growth and expansion of this channel. But if you do feel inclined to support the channel in other ways, there are means to do so, including private readings and all the information about how to book private services, as well as, again, those other avenues to support the channel space here, is all available both in the description box below as well as in a comment down below as well. In the meantime, pile 3, I'm sending you so much loving, abundant energy. I so hope that this works out and turns around for you in the future. Again, I'm sending you a lot of love in the meantime. I hope you take great care. And until next time, bye-bye.